Hello, hello, everyone. Yes, we are back. Welcome back to Late Night with Travis Michelle. We're talking about the ugly side of the backstory. It's been a minute, a few weeks, right, since we have connected, but I am back. I is here, new off the other side, new and improved. Yep, you see got the new haircut and everything going on. Make sure that you share this live out to your streams, to your people. If you are on StreamYard, and I would love to shout you out, you have to get StreamYard permission. I'm also streaming from Late Night with Travis Michelle and YouTube this time. I didn't put it on my regular Travis Michelle page because I want to shift people over to Late Night with Travis Michelle or the YouTube page. And so that's why you won't see it on my regular page. But like I said, please make sure that you stream it out. Let me tell you. So you see, I may be looking a little bit different. Hey, Queen. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in. My other computer decided not to cooperate. So I was like, yeah, that's on you. That seems like it's your personal problem. So I'm here on my iPad, and that's why it just seems like I'm looking a little bit off because I really never done this on the iPad before, but I really like the clarity of the picture and everything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like my kitchen? Yeah, I think I like my kitchen. So I love it. So y'all gonna be looking at that tonight. But anyway, I do want to take the first few minutes and just acknowledge that we need to pray for the parents, the families of all of the victims from Buffalo all the way to Texas and all the states in between. There's California. There's just so much going on. And make sure that you're praying for your family as well and friends, because we're not promised tomorrow. We're only promised the moments that we are alive right now. And we don't know what's going to happen once we leave our home. So I did want to make sure that I acknowledge that. And we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our mental health and our mental peace. We have a lot of conversations going on in the news that's, everybody's talking about it, and it's over and over and over and over, and you don't get a break. So in order to get that break, what you need to do is just shut it off, turn it off, shut it down. But for those who really need somebody to speak to get it off their chest, or just feeling like they need to do some, get some mental health going, I'd like to offer this number. It's 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, because it's just really bothering me when I don't see, whether you're on YouTube, whatever platform you're using, even the news, they're not sharing, like, where do you get help? We're talking about it, but then we need to give people the resources and tools that they need. So that's why at the beginning here, I'm going to put out that number. The hotline is available to civilians and to veterans. They have people for both, because those that have been in the military can't speak to a civilian. So I just wanted to share that. So now, how have you guys been? Yes, you can see I have a new look, right? Because when you're looking like, what happened? She had like a mohawk, her hair was red. What's going on? What's going on? What had happened was the hair was just coming in bald, not fade. It was shedding. All kind of crazy stuff is going on. And I guess some of you who are new are going to be like, so why was that happening? It's because I'm a cervical cancer warrior. I've had 1 round of regular radiation and another round of high dose radiation. So I glow in the dark. I can set off sensors. And I've also had chemotherapy. And the reason that I can laugh about it is because I'm still alive, because I'm still here. And it's the way you decide to walk on your journey. Well, a lot of times that makes a decision on how you get through it. Right? So every day that I'm alive, I'm going to smile. Every day that I have another opportunity to share my story and to help someone else, I'm going to smile. And I'm going to go out kicking, screaming. Because you know what? My cervical cancer is curable. And I'm so glad that it is. We have to take control of our own journey and our own stories. So today, our topic was manifestation. Everybody's talking about this manifestation thing, right? Hi, Jocelyn. Thank you so much. I see you. here. Thank you so much for sharing and for the kind words. And the thing is, you know, manifestation, that's like the new buzzword. That's what I call it, the new buzzword. Because remember in 2020, you had to pivot. Hi Trina, thank you so much for popping in. Right, we were pivoting, and then there was, you know, it's always something new. And with that manifestation, I want to take it a step further. To I declare and I decree. We want to write it down, make it plain, like they say in the Bible. Oh, y'all didn't know? That's right. God is my foundation up in here. I'm just saying. So just so that you know up front what's how we work, how we roll over here. And then we have to say it. And I know people tell you, don't tell everybody what you're thinking. Don't tell everybody, I mean, what you're planning to do. No, but you still need to say it out loud. If you have that accountability partner, a person that you can share your vision with, that is in your corner to support you, even if they're like, I don't know how that's going to happen, but they're still there to support you. Like when I said, guess what? Prior to my diagnosis, I was riding my bicycle. That's right, my bicycle. I said it because if I say bike, you think that it's a motorcycle. So I was cycling to work, 7 miles to work, cross the Brooklyn Bridge, the 59th Street Bridge, working as a registered nurse, right? My silent investor, and then 7 miles back home. So in the beginning, when I told my children, I don't want to be on these New York City streets inside the subway system, so I'm going to get a bike. See, I had the right circle around me because not one time did they say, Mom, you ain't going to do that. That's too much. Now, they know that I am all girly girl. There are only certain occasions that you have to sweat, and one is childbirth. I'm just saying. But when I made that decision, all 3 of them said, okay, Mom. Now, they told me later they were laughing behind my back, but they encouraged me to my face. And that's what counted. And so when I started doing it, they were like, wow, yeah, we didn't think you were going to continue. I've done it in the rain. I rode my bike until it was 28 degrees in New York City. That's right. So from August until I think it was June of last year. Or so August, something like that, for a year. And it took, let me tell you what, but guess what? My bum, shoot, y'all do your squats. I ride my bike. You guys go ahead and do their dances and stuff. I'm going to ride my bike because I was riding me something. Let me tell you something. I had my body in shape, and God is so good because he knew what was coming forward, right? He knew what the future held. I did not know. And because I had so much muscle, I gained a lot of muscle. Like I saw my numbers going up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Everybody's like, oh, you look great. But I had put on, because I hadn't lost weight first before training, like you do the lean muscle. So what I had on me just turned into muscle. And I was like, ooh, wow, right? But thank God I had that, because later on, December 1st, when I started my first radiation treatment, I needed everything I had. I needed all of that energy. I needed all of that preparation that I received for a year. Who knew that I was training for the cervical cancer journey? Who knew, right? And it's curable. God knew. But I followed. And then when I was diagnosed, what I did was I told my kids, and I told certain close friends, I was like, you know what? I was looking on New York Presbyterians at the commercials. They're going to be talking about me because I am going to be a Black woman that is going to encourage other Black women, and they're going to recognize me. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to be on their TV or something. I said it. Now, look, I had no plan. I didn't know anybody, right? But when I got the diagnosis in November, I immediately said that. I immediately said, I'm getting through this. Now, did it help that? Yes, I believe in God. And, when they told me cancer, I heard curable, right? I concentrated on the curable part. Everybody else was concentrating on the cancer part. And I was like, so what do I have to do? Doesn't mean that I, was in there and scared. Of course I was. Shoot, what are you talking about? I was like, ooh, because me and needles do not get along. Like, I'm a registered nurse. I can pop in a vein. Like, I popped in one, like, in a lot of places, okay? I have done some things to patients in procedures, etc. But now I'm the patient. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. God, I don't have like these juicy fat veins like everybody else. So it was scary, but I knew I had to still fight. I knew I had to still keep going. I knew that I had to keep the faith. I knew that I could not just sit back and pray and do nothing, right? Because faith without works is dead. So my saying that and saying it to my children, and guess what? Last Friday, what happened? I am on New York Presbyterian Columbia, one of the top hospitals in the country and the world. They're in U.S. News World Report. You can look them up. I'm on their website. You can go there and see Travis Michelle's story. I am on their Twitter page. You can go there and see Travis Michelle's story. I am on their Facebook page. You can go there and see Travis Michelle's story. Hi, Brenda. Thank you so much for coming in. But see, I had to say it first. I had to believe it, even though I didn't have a clue how it was going to get there, how it was going to happen. But I said it and I believed it. And then I just put the work in, right? And how did I put the work in? I kept showing up. I kept showing up to every single treatment, smiling. Was I tired? Can I tell you I don't even know. The word tired is not correct. It's fatigued. But I kept showing up because I believed in the message that God had for me, that I'm supposed to share my journey, right? So I had to keep showing up. So I manifested what was going to happen. Hi, Angelique. Oh, my coach is on. I'm sorry. I know I missed our call. I was taking a nap when you called, but I'm good. You can see I'm good. Tonight, we're just, we're talking about manifestation. And thank you for everyone who is popping in. Thank you for the replays. Oh my goodness, don't they see that I'm live. What they doing? Trying to interrupt us. But I wanted to go beyond manifestation. We say these buzzwords, but we don't say what goes behind them. Like we say self-care, but what does self-care look like? Is it getting your hair done and your nails done? No, that's maintenance. I know some of y'all are gonna be upset and be like, oh no, that's my self-care. Then you need to dig deeper. Because if that's all it is, let me tell you something. I don't have no hair. So what happens? I can't go get my hair done now. So I'm not doing self-care. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. So we have to dig deeper about that self-care. What are you really doing for yourself? Are you saying with a capital N and a capital no, I'm not available. I can't do it. You're going to have to find somebody else, or you're going to have to work this thing out for yourself, right? Yeah, that's self-care. Letting people know, like right now, look, I am live and I am doing it right now because they will keep on calling. Y'all, look, that's why we're at 10 o'clock. People want to come on and everything is perfect. That's not my life. That's not reality for me. Reality is living my life to the best of my ability and having fun along the way. Manifesting what it is I want. How do you manifest? Because we were saying prior to that, like self-care, going for that massage, right? Like during that massage, you go through, you have your clothes off, you're laying down, they are just concentrating on you, right? On those areas of your body that need attention. Not the dog, not boo thing, right? Not the job, not the business. No one else but you. That's that self-care. Adult coloring, that's self-care. I used to think it was full of crap. Actually, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Oh, adult coloring. I was like, who wants to like color as an adult? Like, okay, if you have a child there or something and you guys color, and it's like, okay, we're coloring together. But on my job, they had us, we had to take a break and do adult coloring. Well, I went, even though I didn't want to. I'm just telling the truth, shaming the devil. Next thing you know, I didn't want to get off the break because I hadn't finished coloring yet. Self-care. What are you really doing for you? Hi, Dr. Miata. I was just talking about you. I was like, did she know I'm live? Let me just let her know. So thank you so much for coming in. I love you for that. But manifestation, what does that mean? We're talking about manifestation. You got to manifest what it is you want. You got to manifest what it is you want. And I'm over on Clubhouse as well. So you guys can also join me over there. And you're talking about manifestation all day, from preachers, apostles, and everybody in between. But what does that really mean? Right? And so I've taken it a step further, because one of my coaches was like, in the Bible, it says decree and declare. We're calling it manifestation now, right? And that's what we called it in church. But it's decree and declare. It's more than just saying what it is that you want to do, want to happen, right? It's also in alignment with what God wants for you. So when you see people successful, they have decreed and declared it. They've done more than manifested, and they didn't say it and then not do anything about it, right? They took it steps further. They saw it. They visualized it. Anybody who would listen, they would tell them, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to have a hit record, right? And some of them that we saw them, they were doing, they were rapping, or you saw them twirling around the house. Go sit yourself down before you break something, right? But they were telling you and believing in themselves and putting in the work for what they want to happen, right? And a lot of times what we do is we dim people's dreams and their visions because we can't see it when it's not about you. It's about them. Your vision is about you. When we want something, when we want those red bottoms, we envision that thing, don't we? We say it, we declare it, we go get it. We manifest it. But when it's for our business, when it's for something else in our life, all of a sudden we don't dim it. We don't want to brag. I don't want to brag, right? What do you mean you don't want to brag? And then when we, achieve it, you don't want to have a big head. Well, guess what? I'm going to have a big head. You need to have a big head. You need to celebrate your wins. You need to decree it and declare it. You need to write it down. And then you need to say it. Even if it sounds crazy. Look, who knew me? I hadn't even started treatment yet. And I'm like, New York Presbyterians I'm going to represent Black women, because they need to see, Black women going through this process of cervical cancer so that they go and get their treatments. And they get their pap smears, and that even if it's been a long time, that's okay, because that's my story. And if it's my story, I know there's other women's, I was all going crazy over here about didn't have a clue, did not have a playbook, didn't know who was going to see me or what. But you know what I did? I opened my mouth, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. I opened my mouth to my doctor, and I was like, well, they already knew I was an author. My third week in radiation and chemotherapy, my third week in, tired as a mug, had to how many synapses, what's brain cells firing off, in between the firing off. But see, I had a good circle. I had my daughter right there by my side as I was going through this journal. And then I had Tiffany Tichy, who is my public writing publisher. She was like, okay, you're going to get this done. Here are your deliverables. I'm a cancer patient now. Can't you take a break on me? Go easy. She says, you told us that you wanted to publish and that you were going to publish by the end of the year. Didn't you say that by December 31st? And I was like, yeah. See, you got to be careful who you tell. Because when you tell the right people, they're going to hold you accountable, right? And they were holding me accountable. Like, Mom, you said you were going to do this. Let's go. The journal here, yeah, it's too wordy. Let's fix this up. No, this color looks better. Oh, okay. And then Tiffany gives me this long list of deliverables. And I'm looking at it like, I do not feel like doing that. I don't want to do it, even though I know it has to get done, but I'm so tired. She says, don't worry. I'm going to go in your back office on your KDP. I will get that part done for you, because I will put down the wrong stuff. Chemo messes up your brain. And I'll be dealing with that for probably the rest of my life. And when I say that, meaning that you get that chemo fog, not that you can't think. So I was like, I don't know. And they were like, yeah, you said you're going to do this. And when I published my journal, the third week in, of chemo and radiation. And here's my journal. Boss Up with Confidence, right? But I had to manifest it. I had to decree it and declare it. I had said, I am going to write a book or have some published by the end of 2021. And then I made the mistake of telling my circle, my accountability partners, and they made sure I came through. What are you manifesting? What are you decreeing and declaring? Now, I'm sharing it through my story, but I need you to put yourself in there. What is it that you want? What is it that you desire? What is it that you're craving? And let it be crazy. Why do we have to dream so small? Especially if you believe in God. Why are we putting a little G on God? We got to put a big G on. I was like, God, you got to show up and show out. I have expectations over here. I can't do it. I can't do the marketing. I can't do the branding like everybody says. I can't put it out for 6 weeks, 45 days, and all. I ain't got that kind of time, right? I sat there and prayed through this little text and then sent it out. And thank you to those who did purchase a journal. Thank you. I so appreciate you. You can go on Amazon and get your copy. But guess what? It still went #1 because I claimed it ahead of time. I decreed it and I declared it. I said, I don't know how it's going to happen. And I have people tell me, but this is a journal. A journal, they may not go #1. You're by yourself. Your other book, Saving Lives While Fighting for Mine, and it was 10 of us, that's different because you have a whole group, but don't expect this to happen by yourself. Really? That's what? Are you serious? I don't understand what's going on. So you're telling me that unless I'm in an anthology, right, I'm not going to be successful. So did it piss me off? Absolutely. I was like, that's okay. But see, my daughter, my close circle, Tiffany, my coach, she was like, look, we got this. Don't worry about it. We got this. I was like, that's right, because this is going. See, now, through the chemo and radiation, I'm like, yes, we're going to send this off anyway. And guess what happened? #1 international. In England, Britain. I was like, really? People bought it over there. That's right. So when you decree it, when you manifest it, you decree it and you declare it, be ready for what is going to go on. Be ready for the action to occur. Put out some crazy numbers. If you're a business owner, I was on Clubhouse in a room today, and one of the young ladies was like, my goal is to make, hi, Dr. Joe, how are you? The goal was to make, I think it was, she said she said $1 billion for the year. Every year for the last 5 years, she's been saying that. Now, I know people be like, well, you ain't going to make no billion. But if you don't aim high, where else are you going? Right? She makes 50 million. That's a win. But when we aim high, you have something to reach up for. You have something to achieve. I was at like 0. Nobody knows me at Columbia Presbyterian, except my medical team. How am I going to get to the marketing office so that they can know who I am to put my story? Because I'm going to be on their website. I am going to be known at New York Presbyterian as a Black woman going through the cervical cancer journey to share with other women who look like me, melanated skin, that yes, you can survive this. Yes, you can walk through this journey. You are not by yourself. And then I was like, oh, okay. I said it. I believed it, and I kept going on my journey. And then boom. Oh, guess what? The marketing department would like to speak with your journalist. And I was like, okay, yes, absolutely. Because my doctor reached out because I told her that that's what was going to happen. I didn't ask her, oh, could you please? I said, no, this is what's going to happen. And I told her at the very beginning. And she was like, okay. And she goes, oh, guess what? Can I give them your information? They reached out to me. Really? I don't know who your God is, but I know who my God is, okay? And when I decree and declare it, I expect action. But see, the other part of it is we have to be ready for what we ask for. Yeah, that's the tough part. You got to be ready for what you ask for, right? And when they called and they spoke to me, and I was so excited, and they did a Zoom call with me and went over and got all of the information. And was I ready that day for it? No, I was not feeling good. I was nauseous as all get out. But guess what? I got up, fixed myself up. At the time, I still had hair. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. I'm here. Oh, no, I had cut my hair, but I had a wig on. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. See, when you manifest it, meaning you declare it and you decree it, then that means you need to be ready. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. Because when that opportunity arises, you should have been putting in the work. Now, sometimes things just drop out. Then you have to what? You have to be able to think fast on your feet. But when you're standing in your truth, 10 toes down, right? 10 toes down, head up, head tilted, crown in place, back straight. God as your protector. When it comes, you just be like, oh, okay. Even though you're like, woo, okay. But you're going to stand up. You're going to show up. You're going to show up for you because it's what you asked for. Prior to even writing my the 2 international best-selling books I have now, the journal and the book, I said to my children and to my close friends, that same circle, I am going to be known as a speaker internationally, locally, right? And globally. No, I said, what is it? Locally, nationally, and globally. That's what I said. I didn't know how that was going to happen. I had no clue. But as bad as COVID has been, it allowed me to get into circles that I would not have normally been invited to because we were all sitting at home. So you had an opportunity to reach out, and people reach out to you, and you just touch them and agree because we were all sitting at home doing the same thing, looking at TV, on IG, right? On Facebook. And because of that, and I said it, and then I have been speaking for years. I have been a mentor. I have been speaking at schools. I've been speaking for everybody, all over, at church, you name it, for years, for free, right? And now it was like, God, look, I don't know. And he placed that in my, because I was like, God, you got to show up and show out, because who's going to know about me? And then I get this opportunity to be a part of an anthology. And an anthology is where there's several authors. There's a visionary. And then you have, you invite co-authors. And you have a theme for the book, like the one I was part of, Saving Lives While Fighting for Mine. And then people have their stories. Everybody gets a chapter in the book, right? Well, the person that contacted me was through somebody else. I had met them a year ago. Again, God and, setting up. Because see, for me, God knows he can't. I don't always hear what he says. Okay, some of y'all, I know you're so holy and stuff. Y'all hear him right away. I get that. Not me. I be like, I have arguments with him back and forth. All right, and you don't argue with God. Let me tell you something. He's my God. He's my everything. So I'm talking back and forth. I'm just being real here, right? So I'm like, I don't think so, God. I'm not too sure. That's what you think? You're going back and forth. But I still try to be obedient. I'm dragging my feet sometimes. Yeah, he is. He's pulling me along. But, sometimes I'm like, I go along quicker, sometimes slower. But he knows that he has to bring other people to say the same things that I already knew so I can hear it again. So he has to prepare me. So it took a whole year, because a year prior to that, I wouldn't have been ready in 2019. But see, by 2020, when she asked me, I said yes, and I didn't have to think about it, right? And then I was like, oh, okay. God already said I need to speak. And, so that meant I also said, God, when that door opens, help me to see that that's the door so I can walk through the door and I don't have a missed opportunity. So when she asked me, and I was like, okay, and we weren't like tight friends or anything. And the visionary is Ayana Mills Ambrose. And I was like, okay, yes. And then I'm thinking, oh gosh, now I got to write this chapter. There are going to be things I've got to write that my family and friends don't know about, you know? And then I was like, oh, do I know how to write? Of course I know how to write. I've been doing that. I had my master's. I had to write, dissertations and everything. I worked in the legal field where when you're in the legal field and a lot of times you think that the lawyer wrote that stuff, you have your paralegals and stuff writing that up, right? I'm like, I can write. But then when it came for me to do something for myself, I got all shook up. And Shani, who can't be on here tonight, but she's part of my circle along with Angelique, who are part of the Tilted Crown Circle. That's our group. She's in California. I'm in New York City. She stayed on the phone with me because I was like, you know what? I got to write this. She says, you're going to write it. I'm going to do my work over here and you're going to write. And I was like shook up. And she says, and then you're going to read it to me. She stayed on that phone. And I do like my writing in the middle of the night. So in the middle of the night for me, it was like 12 o'clock there. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 11, 12 o'clock in California. And I'm sitting up and I'm writing and then I'm reading to her. And then I'm writing and then I'm reading to her. See, that's a friend. That's people that have your circle. That's the circle you need. She didn't let me say, no, you can get, oh, that's all right. Just wait until the morning. She's like, no, you're going to do that. And I'm going to sit over here and do my work. Because she's also an entrepreneur for years. So she's like, I'm just going to be on the phone with you. And she did. And I was, because I that accountability, I manifested it, but I got to put the work in. And then because I put the work in, and that was around May, October, the book came out and we went #1 international. First time I've ever been on a billboard, but I manifested it. I'm going to be on a billboard. Yeah. Okay. And they won't be looking for me with the number. But it happened. I said that I'm going to speak locally, nationally, globally. How was that going to happen? Because I then got on podcasts, because I've been on stages with Lisa Nichols, Les Brown, Dr. George Frazier, Chrisette Michelle. What? Kim Coles? What, me? Huh? Lisa Nichols calling out your name because she's believing in what I'm saying. Really? But see, you have to be ready. You have to manifest it. And I had to, even though I was doing it scared, and trust me, I was doing it scared, I still kept doing it because I decreed it and I declared it. And I said, God, if you open, when you open the door, allow me to walk through it. And I believe in this so much. And because we're talking so much on internet and every place about manifestation, I wanted to dig in a little bit with you. I wanted to share what manifestation looks like, as opposed to just the buzzword, manifest. Manifest what it is that you want. Yes, saying affirmations, absolutely. On Saturdays, Dr. Miata on Clubhouse with the Herpreneur Network, 8 a.m. every single Saturday, religiously, we go over affirmations. Declare it, decree it. So you've written it down, now you have to say it. And it's more than just, I am enough, because you are enough. It's more than I am successful. You are successful. It's more than Googling what affirmation and then saying it. Your affirmation, your manifestation, your decree and declare is about you and what you want to do, not what Auntie Ann and them want to do. Right? Not what Boo Thing wants to do, what your chillin' wants to do. And I said chillin', okay, because my family's from the South. Anywho. It's what do you want? Because when you manifest, when you decree and declare what it is that you want to do, it's a whole different ballgame. You're going to have folks that talk about you. You're going to have folks that are going to hate on you. But see, when you hate on me, that means I'm on the right path. When people fell off that I thought would be in my car, I was like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. Because see, everybody can't be on my journey. And that's so think about what it is that you're decreeing and you're declaring. In 2020, I was, the beginning of 2020, I was in a relationship. And it wasn't a healthy one anymore for me. Nothing physical or anything. It's just that it had expired. The time had expired on the relationship. That's all. But I couldn't let go. Y'all, yeah, I'm being transparent. I'm honest. I couldn't. It was hard. They didn't want to let go. I didn't want to let go. But I knew that I was supposed to be gone. Right? So I had to manifest it. That's right. I had to decree and declare that God, if this is not the person for me, then I need you to pull them out of my life. For me to acknowledge it, for me to be aware of it, and then not for me to run back and grab them back. Manifestation is more than just something big that you're asking for, right? We want the house, we want the car, we want that private jet. It's that getting through life every day. And see, I had to pray on that because I wasn't able to do it on myself, for myself, by myself. I needed God's help. And then when it occurred, talk about painful though. I love me some him. Let me tell y'all something. But I knew that that time was up and I was blocking my blessing and I was blocking what God had for me because I was hanging on to something that was dead. It was gone. But when I did it, when I walked through it, when I acknowledged it, when I kept doing the work, when I was obedient, you know what happened? I swear in 2 weeks, I got that call. I got a call for someone to say, oh, I need you to come and speak to these young ladies. What? I had moved the block out of my way, right? I gotten out of God's way and said, hey, God, you have to take over. You have to do this, right? The book came, and then being on podcasts. And now look, we're over here on Late Night with Travis Michelle. This was not something that, I have to admit, I did not manifest this. I didn't decree and declare Late Night with Travis Michelle. Did I decree and declare that I'm going to be on Good Morning America with Robin Roberts? Absolutely, I have. Well, guess what? I guess this is part of the work. Did I decree and declare that I am going to be sitting down chatting with Oprah? Yes, but I have to put in the work. I guess I said decree and declare. You see, I'm decreeing and I'm declaring and I'm saying it. And then God was like, oh, well, let me come over here after you do this podcast and let this young lady share with you that you need to have a Late Night with Travis Michelle show. No, I don't, God. That's too much work. I don't want to do that. Who do I know that's going to come on and be a guest? Right? But because I've been out there and exposing and talking, people are like, oh, so when am I coming on? When are you starting the show? What happened? What's going on? Yes, I want to be a guest. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't have to hunt people. Because it's lined up, because I said it. I declared it and I decreed it. So what are you declaring and decreeing on your life? Put in the chat. I will try to go back because that's my follow-up there. I'm decreeing and declaring that I'm better on my follow-up. But I want you to put it in the chat. If you're on replay, say replays, but put it in there. What are you decreeing and declaring? Because see, when you put it out there, you have to be held accountable for it. Right? And that's tough. That's why we don't like to share too. Oh, somebody's going to steal my idea. That's true. That's why we need to try to do trademarks and copyrights, right? But I can name, let's see, if we look at makeup, how many people have red lipstick or pink lipstick? Fenty has it, right? That's Rihanna. MAC has it. L'Oreal has it. Clinique has it. Mabel, there's just so many. Fashion Fair. None of them said, oh, well, because you have it, I can't have it. Or because you did it, I can't do it. I'm an expert confidence coach, right? I equip business women to defeat negative thoughts of self-sabotage and imposter syndrome while rebuilding and rebirthing confidence so that they can reach the highest level of success in their business life and relationships. Now, you know how many other confidence coaches there are out there? There are a lot, by a lot of people, but they're not Travis Michelle. And so to make myself stand out, I said expert confidence coach. Because I can tell you I'm an expert at confidence coach. Because I'm sitting up here right now, having gone through some stuff in my life using my walk method, which it wasn't called the walk method. I was just surviving. But when I thought about it and a coach sat me down and said, but how have you been able to get through these things? Yes, God is your foundation. But then how did you do it? I had to walk through it. I had to be a willing participant. I had to acknowledge I needed help. I had to acknowledge that I need to change some stuff. I had to be willing to say, I'm enough. I'm good enough. I deserve it. And then I had to take those action steps. I had to do some therapy, do some praying, do some affirmations, prune people out of my life, allow those to help me, being able to say I need help, right? And then I had to love myself. What does that look like? That's another one. They say, oh, love yourself. You don't love yourself. What does that look like? I don't know what love yourself looks like. It looks like, one, I had to forgive my doggone self. Huh? Travis Michelle, you can read my article. Y'all go ahead and read the article. I should have the link, right? Yeah. What I'll do is I'll go back and put the link in so that you can have that. I didn't think that far ahead. Yeah. Work with the sister, okay? But how are you showing up? What are you going to do? Okay? For yourself. I had to forgive myself. A little peek into the article. When I read it and it says, oh, she had not been to the gynecologist in a decade. I almost choked because I was like, what? Meanwhile, it's my story. Should I be embarrassed? Should I for a minute, I was. And I was like, I talk about being uncomfortable, talk about being transparent. But the reason behind my not going to the gynecologist for that length of time, even though I've had my HIV test, I had every other test, everything else done. And as a nurse, they check you every year. So it's not that. But when it came to the GYN part, because of my sexual trauma in the past, that's PTSD for me. I couldn't handle it, right? No matter how strong and all these other, that I couldn't do. So I didn't. And then when you're diagnosed with cervical cancer, stage 3B, and then it's curable though, guys. I could have sat there and spent all the time in the world beating myself up about it, what I did not do, which would not have changed the fact of where I am, right? So I had to forgive myself at that time. I had to snot, I had to cry, I had to scream, I had to all that, pray, I did all that. And then I had to forgive myself. But once I was able to forgive myself, it freed me up. That led to freedom. So now I can walk in there with my head held high and not be, oh, but I didn't, I deserved it because I didn't. No. Look, we're here now. What? What's I'm ready. What's up? Let's go. As my daughter says, let's chop it up. Let's go. Right? So when I was able to have that freedom, it freed my body up. That stress I don't have to deal with. My body was like, yeah, okay, good. So you're not holding on to that and in my mind. And then that redemption part, I can walk through because now, see, I'm like having way too many visits, way too many exams, right? Whole lot of stuff going on. They trust me, it made up for all those 12-year decade. I'm just saying, doing that external radiation and then internal radiation, huh? And then kicking butt unapologetically. That's why I have this new and improved shirt on. That's why I can come and pop up and say, yes, I'm wearing my hair like this, bald, and I'm loving every minute of it, right? It still works. I still have to shave my head every couple of days because it grows in patches when it feels like it, right? I'm going to put my earrings on. I'm going to have my back straight. My crown, my friends help me tilt, straighten it up when it gets over to the side a little bit. Huh? 10 toes down. I'm showing up. I'm showing up unapologetically for me. You need to show up unapologetically for you. Don't apologize for what happened in the past, what you didn't do, what you didn't say. Huh? Forget that. You can't change it. If anybody has a time machine, and I always say this, You make sure that you let me know, because I'm going back to get my grandma. I'm just saying, Alice Presley, I'm going back to, I'm grabbing my grandpa too, but I'm grabbing my grandma first. So we can't go back, but we can be in the present. We can be in the present and move forward. How are you doing that? What are you doing? Because it's great to hear my story. It's great to hear the tea. What? I know some of your mouths dropped open. People like, what? You know what it's like that millions of people can read that? It's on New York Presbyterian Columbia Hospital's website. It's on their Facebook page. It's on their Twitter page. It's not something I can hide. And I'm there in all my glory, smiling, sharing my personal. But my moments of being uncomfortable are going to save somebody else's life. So it's worth it. But see, I manifested something that was bigger than what I really thought of in my head, right? I put it out there. And then look, it's happening. It's like, woo, wait a minute. I didn't say wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. Everybody's going to know about this, right? My brother, my children. I didn't tell that detail to them. I didn't say that part, right? Ma, it's been that long, you hadn't gone? But I'm on them about their checkups and everything. Manifestation, decreeing and declaring. God, I want to be able to make a difference in women's lives, especially melanated women. Like all women, yeah, but especially melanated women, especially women who look like me, because our stories, our journeys are different. And I want them to know you're not by yourself. I'm a registered nurse. But guess what? One of the facilities I went to, they did not treat me well. And I was like, ooh. I mean, and I wasn't walking out, I'm a nurse. No, I'm a patient. Like, you know what? Let's go. I need to see what's going on. But I went with New York Presbyterian because when I ask God, I decree and I declare that I expect that this is curable, that I am getting through this in a positive way with positive results, etc. Whatever it is I have to go through, I am willing and ready for this journey. Find that team, surround me with that team that's going to be there for me. I had to decree and declare that. Y'all thought I just like, oh, well, you're a nurse, you do your research and that's it. No, I prayed over like the right people that's going to be around me. You already know how the trauma I've been through. I can't just, everybody's not going to work for me, right? Manifesting, decreeing and declaring. But then I put the work in. I did do the research. I had to go here and I had to go there. And I don't mention the other hospital's name because they're a wonderful hospital. They're excellent at what they do, but it's not about them. It's about how are we treated as women of color? And being a registered nurse, I've defended and advocated for people that look like me, Latina, Asian, Indian, all the time, because we're treated different. So now here I am going in as a patient and I'm treated different. Like dismiss. Yeah. Oh, you're curable. But I still have cancer, but you're curable. Went through everything like rushed me through. But see, that was okay because the other team, New York Presbyterian, where I am, was the right team, right? And my team is actually going to come on, Drs. Chin and Dr. Gockley. They're going to be guests on the show. They did not say to me, well, how come it took you so long? See, I manifested, I decreed and I declared that I need the right team, and then I had to show up, and then God brought them right there to me. The right people. Now, you can manifest that you want a home, right? It doesn't have to be something major like I ask for all kinds of things. Write it down. But it's more than having the plane and the car. How are you going to get to the plane? How are you going to sustain the plane and the car? Right? What about our families? Health. I write down, I have to say it every day. I want safety for my children, my grandchildren, my friends and family. Every single day. Just safety. Decreeing and declaring it. Because we don't know. And this was before. This was like a couple of weeks ago when I started saying that. What are you decreeing and declaring? And it doesn't have to be 50 million things, right? You don't have to do that. What's important? Pick the top 5, pick the top 3. But I need you to dream big. I need you to put a big G on God if you're a believer in God. I need you to put a big letters, I believe in me. Right? So you believe in yourself. Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much for coming on. On my car, and you know what? It's crazy. Like I said, God is like, he's just awesome. When I got my car, I like a sports car, so I like speed. What can I say? And I drive a stick shift, and I make noise with my car. I took off the mufflers, all of that stuff. Yeah, I pop. I had Betty Boop's on there. Betty Boop's a Black woman, just so y'all know. So I have Betty Boop stickers. I have other stickers on my car. Y'all look, people see it, except that they see the Betty Boop. They never really think. And I have eyelashes in the back, not real ones. I'm talking about it's stickers. And I'm winking, right? And in the front, across the top, I put, I believe in me. And you know, I didn't put it there for myself. It's I, the letter I, the letter B, LV, then the N, and ME. So that when people look at my windshield, they say, I believe in me. Because I wanted a message that when people looked at it, because we don't know what's going on in people's life, every time they look at their car, they say, I believe in me. And then, of course, when I see it, I believe in me. Well, can I tell you, going to my radiation every single day for 5 weeks, Monday through Friday, and being able to see I believe in me, every little bit of encouragement, I needed it. But when I put it up there, it was for other people, and it ended up turning out it was for me too. Right? And then on the front, I know now you want to see my car. I have the stickers, and it's what is it? Fight like a girl. And it has the pink symbol because it's breast cancer, right? And we have a breast warrior here, and that's my good sister girlfriend, Michelle Benjamin, who's also an advocate, and she's a warrior as well. And that was in honor of my grandma, because anybody who knows me for 5 seconds knows what Alice Presley means to me. So because my grandmother fought it and beat it. That's not what she passed away from. But so I would always just, it was in honor of her. I have that on my car, fight like a girl. So now when I park and when I'm going in the front, I see I believe in me, and I see fight like a girl. Do you know, God is so crazy, right? That pumped me up every day. It still pumps me up because I'm healing. I'm going through. I just had a biopsy. What? I fight like a girl. It's not a backhanded slap at all, because as women, what do? We stand up in all kinds. Our cape is on, right? We are ready to the point that we put ourselves last. No more of that. Priority number 1 is you. Manifestation, declare and decree. Write it down, say it. Write it down, say it. Say it to those people who believe in you. Say it to your crew. Don't say it to other folks who don't care. What's the point? Huh? And do that every day. Believe in yourself. Now you'll look at me and be like, oh my goodness, you have so much confidence. You're a confidence coach. And y'all can go over to my Instagram page and DM me if you would like to have 60-second strategy session. I'm learning to get better at that, guys. And I'm having an online course come out. And I also have a community that's going to be a private community with a small investment so that we can work together and I can make a difference in people's lives. Do you know that I wasn't always like this? I know it's hard to believe, right? I know. But it had to work. I had to work on myself. I had to be a willing participant. I had to put the action steps in. I had to love myself. I had to forgive myself. I had to have freedom. I had to kick butt unapologetically. I had to do redemption. I had to put in work. There was a time I would not speak up. Nope. Where I wanted to be a part of the clique. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be a part of the circle. And then when I started declaring and decreeing what I wanted, and what I wanted was for God to use me. And then I had to like say, okay, God, but you know I'm going to do it scared, because when you say God use you, woo, the way he uses you sometimes is not the way we want it to be. This is not the way I want it to be. If it was up to me, y'all would not know about my cervical cancer journey, because it's none of your business. None ya, as they used to say. None ya business. But that's not what God said. And see, I manifested and declared and decreed that I need to speak to people. So what am I speaking about? You share your story. So I couldn't be quiet. As Dr. Miata said, I couldn't muzzle myself. I had to take my muzzle off. Right? And that's what we do. Dr. Joanne says, yeah, you want more to become a coach, and you want more paid speaking engagements. Right. And when we say we want to become a coach, if you're mentoring people, if you are a coach, but you want to actually start working towards that. Absolutely. Decree and declare it. Here is your coach. Get in my IG over at Travis Michelle. Because coaches have coaches. I have coaches. I have more than one. One of my coaches is on here, and that's Angelique Digital. Get your go from your 9 to 5 and go to your online course. They're making online courses for anything and everything, and people are making a lot of money from it. Decree and declare. You think when we'll even take, because I have a dog. So my dog is 5 pounds. He has clothes. He has an outfit. He has a wardrobe. Okay. I'm just saying, I have a puffy jacket. He has a puffy jacket. He has his little booties. Yes, he does. Okay. He has actual pajamas. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. Look, I'm single. I'm just saying. Do you think that the people who made those clothes were like, oh, who's going to buy them? And I don't think I'm going to make any money. No, they know people that own dogs are cray cray, right? And that we'll spend our money on it. And so they did it, even though people said, but there's a whole lot of companies that have dog clothes. But they don't have the dog clothes that you want, that you have. There are other confidence coaches out there. Right? And thank you so much, Dr. Joanne. You're so kind. There are other confidence coaches out there. Yes, they are. But they're not Travis Michelle. They can't tell the message the way I do. They can't give my message. My audience will hear my voice, right? My tribe hears my voice. Others won't. How many times when we say the same thing to somebody or children, and it's like somebody else comes along and says the same darn thing, and they're like, oh my goodness, like they invented, white bread. That's what I was saying the whole time, because they didn't hear that voice. So I need everybody under the sound of my voice, those of you on the replay, ask yourself this question. How are you going to show up for you? And what are you manifesting? What are you decreeing and declaring? Hi, Davida. Thank you. That's another part of my Tilted Crowns tribe, right? Because your tribe shows up for you. Your tribe will also tell you when doing something wrong, right? Because that's what we're there for. We're here to support each other. And I so appreciate all of the support that I'm getting, and that having taken a break because I really needed to, And you guys are here. Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Yeah, I'm loving my hair. But I had to decree and declare it. I know it sounds crazy, right? What are you talking about? You decreed and declare that you're bald? No, I had to decree and declare that I am going to take control of my losing my hair and that I am still beautiful and I'm still going to feel good about myself. It sounds like it's something small, but I had to decree and declare that. There are a lot of women who are going through the cancer journey or have some other illness like alopecia, and they will not. They will have a wig on. And there's nothing wrong with that, y'all, because I got my wigs lined up. I thought I would be on wigs. That's what I thought. But I still had to declare and decree that I was comfortable with the new and improved me. That's why I say new and improved, because it's the way you look at it, right? And I do appreciate all the prayers. I appreciate all of the support. And I'm praying for you. I'm giving you virtual hugs. I'm giving you virtual support. I am decreeing and declaring, anyone who watches this video on replay or who's here, that what you ask for, you receive. For those who believe in God and are under the sound of my voice and listening, I am praying that you manifest, that you decree and declare in alignment with God and what He wants for you, right? Because I'm tired of trying to do this on my own. I kind of sucked at it a little bit. Just a little something, I'm just saying. But when I got into alignment, even though, like I said, kicking and screaming, dragging, but I'm here. And again, with everything that's, we're wrapping up now, but with everything that's going on in the world, I need you to make sure that you are making yourself priority number one, that you realize how important you are in this world. If nobody else says that to you, you matter. I'm telling you, you matter. I'm telling you to stand up 10 toes down, back straight, head high. Even when you don't feel like it, I need you to show up for you, because somebody's watching you. Someone is depending on you, but I want you to still do it for you. And when you feel that it's so heavy and you're praying, in addition to prayer, there's a 1-800-273-8255 number. Use it. Y'all, I've used it. During COVID, shoot, I was calling them. I was like, I had to dump some stuff off, but I couldn't tell my family because I didn't want to dump on them. And it was so heavy. So I had to, and they were there. You're not here by yourself. But manifestation is more than just manifesting, whatever that is. It's decreeing and declaring. Make it plain, write it down, and then say it. Put an alarm on your phone to remind you that you have to do that thing. Okay, so you didn't do it first thing in the morning, and you still have another 23 hours left in the day or whatever, right? Before you go to bed, middle of the day, whenever you declare and decree, it's no particular time. Get your affirmations together. On Saturdays, Herpreneur Network, on Clubhouse, Dr. Miata's room, affirmations every Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You don't have to do this thing by yourself. But that manifestation, that decree and declare, that's on you. That's not me, because what I decree and declare is not for you, right? We will be back next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I'm going to ask I'm not sure if I'm going to have the doctors, my team here, or my brother, because it's the first week in June and you still have time to get that body together. And he's a personal trainer, Wonderworks. So I was thinking of giving a treat to you guys and letting him come on, because I already spoke to him. And this way he can give me some tips on what to eat, how we can keep our bodies together. Because see, when you're manifesting, why aren't you manifesting that I get my body back? That I lose 10 pounds, or that you stop smoking, or you cut out sugars. Decree and declare it. Don't do what works for somebody else. Do what works for you, right? So those are the two people. I'm not sure which ones are going to be on next week, but we are going to be back next week, next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm so excited, guys, that you are back. I'm just excited to be back. I was all excited, like, woo, I get to go back Late Night with Travis Michelle. I have missed you guys. I thank you so much for being patient with me, for coming back. Please make sure that you like the Late Night with Travis Michelle. It will only be seen on Late Night with Travis Michelle on Facebook, and Late Night with Travis Michelle. You go over to Travis Michelle on YouTube. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's right, because I'm going to be doing more YouTube, and I'm going to be talking over on YouTube and also on IG, probably about my my cancer experience. Yeah, on my IG, I'll probably do it not on Travis Michelle. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it under Bonnet and Pearls, but we'll see. But either way, I need to get it out there, because see, that's part of my decree and declare. That's part of my manifestation. I can't hold this inside. I can't keep it to myself, right? And now it's out there for the world to see. So I need to get on board and continue. So you continue being great. Being great doesn't mean that you have $1 million in your pocket. You have your health. It doesn't mean that you have 100% of your health, but you're here. You're not giving up. You're showing up. So I thank you, beautiful kings and queens, for being here. This is Late Night with Travis Michelle. I will be back next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but y'all know how it goes. What? You know I got to give you my tagline. I'm Travis Michelle. I'm too much for some. You kind of figured that out already, right? I know. Not enough for others, but that's your personal problem. But guess what? I'm always just right for me. Until next time, enjoy.